Do you guys want to know how to get your first 1,000 users for your SaaS? Keep watching. What's up, guys? My name's Andrew. I'm a software engineer and a serial entrepreneur. I've been developing products my entire life, and I have a few successes under my belt, and I am now on the journey of building a billion-dollar SaaS app. Real quick, guys, if you want to skip what we're going to talk about what I'm building and my first SaaS products experiences, how I got my first users for those businesses, and then we're going to talk about how I built my waitlist to over 2,000 people for my current SaaS. We're going to talk about why I think it's more effective the new way, even though I only have 2,000 people on this waitlist, but it's a B2B product, much different than a B2C. We're going to talk about what I would do with my travel app, because I want to talk about how I would creatively do it in a B2C space with a Gypsy, a consumer-based app. If you want to skip all of this, you can just skip to this time right here to learn how to get your first 1,000 users on your waitlist or your SaaS, for your SaaS product to sign up or whatever. Let's first talk about real quick, just so if you guys are new here, you know what I'm building. I've been a software engineer for a good part of my life, but during COVID, I fell into the trash removal, waste management, junk removal business side of things, and I started a junk removal business. I got up to having 3 trucks in total. I had 2 locations running full time. I did it over $1 million my first year and over $1 million my second year. Then I sold the business because I realized I was complaining every day about the software that I was using, and I never foresaw myself getting into B2B. I wanted to build a consumer product that people loved. I liked the idea of building a consumer product that millions of people would eventually use. I always saw B2B as like boring, like, oh, I don't want to do some boring back-end software. It just never caught my attention until I got into junk removal and realized the home service software that these people are using, field service management, we can call it, scheduling, invoices, estimates, billing, tracking your employees, all of that boring stuff. It was like overly complicated, super expensive for solopreneurs and entrepreneurs wanting to start their own home service business. The software was clunky. They didn't have all of the features that I wanted. It was really hard. My original intention was to go back to my travel consumer app, which was also a SaaS. And then 1 year into my junk removal journey, I was in the steam room. I was using the software. Yes, I had my phone in the steam room. Probably a really bad idea, but the phones are waterproof and it works fine. I was going through my schedule, just seeing what jobs I had next, and it hit me. I can build something better. It's basically a field service management software / CRM, customer relationship management tool. It's a combination of the two because you talk with customers, you track your data for reports, you need to be able to send out invoices, collect payments, add employees, track their location, map view, calendar view, all kinds of features for this SaaS. And it's a big undertaking because to build this product, you have to launch with iOS, Android, and web. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not something where you can just do a small little MVP and I can expect to compete with the big boys. Nobody will use me if I don't have all the necessary features. So anyways, that's what I'm building, guys. I am building a field service management software. And if you want to check out my junk removal channel, check it out here. I talk all about junk removal on this channel, which is where I built my waitlist. And we're going to get into that in a minute. Let's now talk about my first SaaS products. Like I said earlier, I've always been a consumer guy. I've always built consumer apps. It's just always what I've been interested in. And it never really occurred to me to do B2B products. I have a graveyard of failures, but we're going to talk about my 2 most recent startups that I built. We're going to talk about my fitness app. I raised about 1.8 million for that fitness app. That was my first real startup. At our peak, we had 8 employees, me and my business partner. There was a total of 10 of us. A lot of learning lessons. I'll post a video on how I raised the money, the learning lessons, the mistakes from my first startup, because we burned that 1.8 million completely the wrong way. After that company ended up not making it, I went on to my travel app, which was something I was very passionate, excited about, which was called Gypsy, Gypsee for see the world, Gypsies and nomads. Some people think Gypsy's offensive, but it's not the point of this video. And I raised a little bit of money for that startup too. And that was also a consumer-facing SaaS product. It was going to be a monthly subscription for travel. So those were the first 2 SaaS products that I built and have experience with. And we're going to talk about Evolve Fitness for now because that was the one we ended up getting 50,000 signups for. This is the old way. Now, the old way still works. This is just not the way I suggest. And we're gonna get into the new way with my new B2B SaaS on the way I do suggest on how you build your wait list or you get users to sign up if your product's already ready. It's gonna be completely obvious to you, but I'm gonna really try to drill this into your guys' heads so you actually do it. So with Evolve Fitness, I don't wanna say that this was a complete mistake. The mistake that we made was the contract. We didn't negotiate and we didn't put proper terms. And honestly, we got a little screwed in the deal, and it's our fault. We just weren't strict with the contract. So the old way is this: you hire influencers in your niche and you hope that it converts. That's the most common, most obvious way, paid ads and all that stuff. We hired an influencer for $100,000. We got Summer Rae, the creme de la creme, the top supermodel at the time, the top fitness influencer. She was working out since she was like 15. She competed when she was 16. We shot this video for the launch of Summer Rae.
Youth is a dream, a form of chemical madness. We are all young at heart. The point of life isn't to try and stay above water. No. Swim. Go deeper. The point of life is to live, to dream, to be great. The point of life is to evolve.
So this video was to do like an epic launch, and we were going super dramatic and cinematic. The idea of it was a booty program though. That was the whole plan with this software. We hired Summer Rae in hopes when she posts, she would get us thousands of users. She had a fitness program in there, so she was promoting her fitness program and she had equity in the company. We also gave her $100,000. She didn't work out posting term. It drives me. I don't want to get myself angry in this video. I'll do that in another video. Our freemium version was where you can use the calorie tracker, and then if you wanted to upgrade, you can use the fitness programs. When she launched, we had 40 to 50,000 free signups. We had different price points, the annual subscription, and then we were playing around with the prices up and down. 10% converted, about 5,000 at the peak, 20 bucks a month, that's 100 grand. But I remember we were like averaging 50 to 70 grand per month that Apple was paying us. That was how we got our first initial subscriptions. However, there was just some problems with the user experience. So we had what we call in this industry, or in any industry that has a monthly subscription, churn. So we had some pretty rough churn. I don't remember our churn rate, but we were dropping customers off. They go through the program, it's a 90-day program, and then they cancel or they keep it and go to the next program. But we really didn't have much content in the app, so we made some massive mistakes. I'm not gonna talk about that in this video. That's how we got our initial users, is from one influencer. The old way is nothing special. We know all about how to pick out an influencer and have them post. Nothing exciting, and it can work. The problem is acquisition could possibly be very expensive because you have to pay them a lot of money. It's a gamble. You don't know how well it's gonna convert. That's the old way, but what I wanna talk about is how I built my wait list the new way. We are talking about what you are watching right now. Good old content. I've been building websites and apps for years. I started on AOL 3.0 with the keyword tool called PP2, where you got a members.aol page. It's called Personal Pages 2, and they taught you the basics of HTML. This is in 1997, 1998. I was building websites all through high school, and there's a phrase that we all know. They said it back then, and they say it today. Content is king. In the SEO world, they talk about content is king. A lot of that might be changing with Google's new little AI overview at the top. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen with that? YouTube changed my life. Here's the thing about content, and there's two ways to do content on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever platform you choose. I think long form content on YouTube is the best content, but it really depends if you're an entertainer or whatever. If you're building a B2B SaaS product, bingeable long form content is gonna earn you respect. When you educate with long form content, you earn probably like super fans, people who start to trust you. They start digesting and watching hours of your content. You become an educator, a professional in the space, and people listen to you, especially if you're not a salesperson. We're gonna also show you what I'm currently doing now and how I built my wait list, a serious wait list of people hitting me up all the time, ready to transition and give me a shot. But first of all, let's talk about what I did. If you go to my junk removal channel here, guys, I think I posted my first video a year and a half ago. I always wanted to be a YouTuber. I knew that I had to put my name out there because Gary Vaynerchuk talks about it all the time. I was watching Gary Vee 7 years ago, and he was always saying, content, 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 document your journey. Alex Hormozy came out and he talked about how you need to put content, content. Everybody is like, you have to put content. And Gary Vee said something that stuck with me a long time ago. If in 5 years you don't have your face out there or your brand, a personal brand, you will be dead. How accurate that's gonna be, I don't know. But all I know is slowly but surely, we are buying from brands and people, not businesses. You probably trust what Mr. Beast says when he wants you to try his chocolate bar, or Kylie Jenner and her makeup, Alex Hormozy and acquisition. The list goes on and on and on. This new world is kind of going towards authenticity. I hate to use that word, but we follow people on YouTube because they're more relatable than businesses and celebrities, the old celebrities. And I struggled with what I was gonna post. I did really good in the trash business. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start here. I'm gonna talk about what I know. I didn't wanna talk about tech and programming as much. I don't know why. I think it was I wanted to be more successful in the tech space before I talked about it, even though I should have been documenting my journey. But the point is, guys, I started talking about junk removal and educating and giving away all the secrets. Nobody else on YouTube in the junk removal space was doing this, telling the secrets, showing everything on how to succeed. I pulled back the curtain and I gave everything. I gave that channel my all on how I scaled to $1 million. 1 year into my YouTube journey, I'm at, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000, I don't know how many subscribers I had, but with that small following, the amount of respect and super fans, you know, people that really listened to me and trusted me, it was mind-boggling. And then that's when it hit me, I can build software. These people listen to me. If I build better software, I can not only get back into tech, I've earned their trust, I can actually help them, I can build something better, I can make it a little bit cheaper because it's really expensive. Long story short, guys, I've been pushing out content on YouTube for a year and a half now, and I'm only at 8,300 subscribers. I'm educating, teaching these business owners how to run a junk removal business. Those junk removal business owners need software. I'm building that software. So you need to figure out how to apply that to you. But how I know this works, guys, and how I know I have built a strong community is 25 people from the community have invested into this software. 25 invested, gave me money because they believe that I'm gonna turn this into a multi-million dollar, billion-dollar enterprise. On top of that, I hosted an event. 200 people from all over the country flew in to the event to meet me, talk about the software. It was just a meetup. We had like a little mini mastermind the next morning, but 200 people flew in. I also ran a live virtual event that 700 people showed up to watch. Granted, I was doing giveaways, but it was the announcement of me building my software. I have been doing this YouTube thing for a year and a half. Some people might get lucky and a video goes viral. I've been on a slow growth path this entire time, but I have built the waitlist and the respect, and people trust me. It's a long journey. I suggest you start now. If you want to build a wait list, or maybe your product's already ready, you want to get users, you need to start a YouTube channel. You should be the face. If you're not comfortable on camera, you could do like faceless YouTube channels, and if you make good content and good editing, it could work. But I really suggest you just practice getting on camera. I was really nervous, and I'm gonna tell you something. I hired an editor from day one. So I was already a year into my junk removal journey. I've already done, at that point, almost $1 million in junk removal. So when I started my YouTube channel, I had the money to hire an editor from overseas, from onlinejobs.ph. I have a video on how to do that, on how to hire from online jobs on my other channel here. She's been the best investment I've ever made because I don't have the time to edit every single day. I'm filming, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm sending her the videos, I'm watching them, I'm giving her feedback, we're going back and forth, but I don't have the time to sit around and edit all day. You might not have the money to do that right now. You might have to edit your own content, but you can get an affordable video editor overseas who's really good, and you work together, you build that relationship together, and she understands how you want your content edited, and it just gets better and better over time. So that was what I did to build my waitlist. Over 2,000 people, and I have over 500 of them ready to pay for beta and test beta next month. All the way until October, I'm promoting another event on this YouTube channel, and I'll be well over 10,000 subscribers at that point. I'm hoping my waitlist is gonna be around 5,000 people before we go public. Launch to the public, not like IPO public, obviously. We're gonna talk about what I would do with my travel app, because I wanna talk about how I would creatively do it in a B2C space with a Gypsy, a consumer-based app. We shut down because of COVID. You know, unfortunately, Gypsy didn't make it. I really liked the idea. It was a travel subscription app meant to make traveling with friends easy. You pick a trip and you go. It's gonna be very simple, guys. Off the top of my head, what I would do is content on YouTube. I would do short form and long form, because consumer side of things with travel, short form clips will grab attention for sure. So I would do as many viral style clips of like top 5 travel hacks and catchy, luxurious traveling trips and top 5 destinations and what to do in Thailand and whatever. And some of the short form content may be me talking, but most of it's probably like B-roll style stuff with just text and catchy stuff, because I don't really have a great portfolio of tons of traveling footage of me. Now, for the long form side of things, I would figure out what can I educate, what can I teach, what can I learn about the travel industry. Now, granted, since I was building a travel app, technically you should be an expert on the niche that you're teaching. Unfortunately, I was not an expert in traveling. I just love traveling. It would be awesome if I could be a travel vlogger. I would travel vlog while educating and doing travel vlogging, but I have a family. So I was sitting at home all day working. So that's out of the question. So I would hire a writer to write scripts for me on travel hacks. Now that ChatGPT's out, you could come up with all kinds of good content, and I would push out 2 videos a week for a year and a half. And I promise you, I don't care how bad you are, within a year and a half of staying consistent, of pushing out content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reels, whatever, you will build a following, you will earn respect, you will get subscribers. It might take 6 months till you get your first 1,000 subscribers. Once you get those first 1,000 subscribers, it starts to kind of pick up, and then you get to 5,000. I just hit 5,000 a few months ago, and I'm almost at 10,000. And remember, I'm in the junk removal industry. That's a very specific niche inside of home services. Cleaning is way bigger. HVAC is the biggest. I hope this makes sense on how to get your first 1,000 users for your SaaS. There is no quick hack unless you've got money and you want to go throw it on an influencer. The best way to do this, guys, is content. If you do content, you will forever have content out there that will be discovered. You will earn respect. If you educate and you teach, you're building a brand, you're protecting yourself. You're not just gambling, throwing money away. You're putting stuff out into the world that can be consumed forever. As long as YouTube's up, it compounds, it stacks with every video you post. You get experience, you put better content, compounds and compounds and compounds. Get started now. If you're building a SaaS right now, figure out what content you could put out there. Like I said, guys, it wasn't really a big secret. We all know content. Content is king. We all know about influencers, but I really wanted to just show you how it changed my life and how much of an impact putting out educational content. Oh, one thing, do not sell anything. I did not drop my course until 1 year of doing YouTube. So I was posting on YouTube for a whole year, teaching and giving before I sold a $500 course, because so many people were asking. And I'm not gonna deny making a little extra money for something I'm a professional at. Like, I built $1 million junk removal business, of course, a $500 course. So don't sell anything until you earn the respect and the trust of your fans, where you launch a reasonably priced product where you don't look like a scammer or somebody who's trying to screw people over with high ticket courses, unless that's the business you're in, but that's not the business we're in. We're talking about SaaS here. I hope that helps, and I leave you with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles!